We are here at Grand Farm and Karmen Hardy is joining us with Proseed. Karmen, visit with me a little bit about the growing season, how it's been, how things are performing. As you were saying, crops that just got planted in the north, but then you have some really good development in the south where it was probably a little warmer. Guys got a little earlier start.
Yes, exactly. We kind of cover quite a big territory between North Dakota, a little bit into South Dakota and Northwest Minnesota. So our guys down into southern North Dakota and into South Dakota had a great start. Their corn is definitely going to do the knee high by 4th of July, whereas I'm coming from the northern part of North Dakota, and it is definitely, I wish it was June 1st on Friday instead of July 1st. We're kind of a month behind at this point, but things are looking good.
Let's talk a little bit about how some of that corn and soybean crops are developing. Anything in particular that maybe looks better than the next? Any variety in particular where you're saying this might be a shining star?
At this point, where I'm covering, not one variety is really standing out more than others. Where we haven't gotten the super crazy wind and hail is obviously looking way better than the places that are getting those kind of weather events. And our soybeans right now, once again in the north, we're just kind of starting in the unifoliate, first trifoliate type of early growing stage, whereas we've already seen IDC pop up in like the Southern Valley and whatnot. So stay tuned, I guess, for a little bit more on that.
Let's talk a little bit about that, some of that disease pressure that growers might be seeing, what you might be warning them of. I guess what would be some advice for growers out there who are scouting fields? Spray days have been limited. Let's visit a little bit about that.
Yeah, I would say just making sure that you're looking for any prevalent disease pop up, whether it's a seedling disease like Rhizoctonia on soybeans. Southern Valley, or in the Northern Valley, Goss's wilt can definitely be a more prevalent thing, and that can happen at any stage during the growing season. So definitely those particular ones, and then iron chlorosis is always an issue, more in the valley, I would say, than other places, but definitely something to think about and look at when you're evaluating your different soybean varieties that you have on your farm, just to see if you have a higher tolerant variety versus one that is going to show a lot more yellowing, a lot more stress, and then just to see how it comes out of it once it grows out of it.
Really, the planting season was all over the board this year. Some got in early, most got in late. Let's visit a little bit about how that soybean crop is coming along, despite the late start that it got, really kind of just off and running.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're even seeing seed treatment applications shining this year. I know a lot of guys that I've covered in the past too have always said, it's warm, don't need to throw a seed treatment on. But when you think about it, those soils are warm enough where the insect pressure is there this year. The disease pressure is there also. So those seed treatments, even being on soybeans, are definitely helping this year. Not only that, but then you get into this growing season, and some of our guys in the northern, they were just planting later into June this year than we ever have. And so, which is great, not wanting to get PP and whatnot, but when you're the longest day of the year and you're just coming out of the ground, that gives me a little bit of trepidation, I guess, but hopefully we have a decent enough fall so these guys can get the bushels that we need to cover and to get a good yield still.
Karmen, any other advice for growers as we move into the growing season? Anything else that they should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, just monitor your crops, and hopefully we get some little bit calmer weather and some nice growing degree days and some heat coming into June or July, excuse me, and then with some moisture in amounts that we want. Nothing excessive, but that's asking probably too much. But we can just kind of keep rolling with our growing season and come out with some decent yield in the end.
All right, Karmen, thanks so much for joining us. Once again, we're reporting out at the Grand Farm with Proseed. I'm Farm and Ranch Director Sarah Heinrich.